A stranger glares at you with contempt. A friend makes an offhand comment that cuts far too deep. You brush it off, or at least try to. But hours later, you're still replaying it in your head. Why did it hurt so much? Why did it feel as if this stranger or this friend knew something about you? Something you've tried to bury. Here's the chilling part. They weren't really attacking you at all. They were attacking themselves, and you were simply caught in the crossfire. This isn't random cruelty. It is one of the most dangerous psychological warning signs ever identified by Carl Jung. And if you miss it, you could spend your life as someone else's punching bag. Or worse, as someone else's weapon. By the end of this video, you'll know the test that reveals whether a person's anger is truly about you, or if it's just their shadow, projected like smoke onto the nearest surface. Every human being carries a hidden double, a shadow made of impulses, fears, and desires we refuse to admit. Here's the trap. The shadow doesn't die when denied. It doesn't vanish into silence. It leaks. It seeps. It sneaks into your perception, disguising itself as the flaws of the people around you. This is projection. It is the hidden engine behind gossip, envy, prejudice, witch hunts, scapegoating, and even wars. And here's the thesis you must hold. Projection is the most dangerous psychological warning sign because it disguises self-hatred as external evil. Carl Jung knew that if you fail to recognize it, you risk one of two fates. You become the carrier, the one blamed for sins that are not yours, or you become the projector, the one who blinds himself to his own darkness and unleashes it on the world. Which role are you playing right now? Keep watching, because by the end, you'll know. Imagine this. A man walks into his office. He despises his colleague. She's manipulative, he insists. She's always scheming. She'll do anything for power, but watch closely. He's the one making subtle power grabs. His accusations are not a description of her. They are a confession of himself, spoken unconsciously, but spoken all the same. This is projection's signature pattern, the unconscious confession hidden inside the accusation. Think of projection like throwing mud at a window. The dirt is yours, but once it sticks to the glass, you swear the world outside is filthy. You rage against the view, never realizing it's your own hand that smeared the stain. Projection begins small. A sharp remark, a criticism that feels oversized, like someone used a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Selfish, they shout, yet the selfishness is theirs. Arrogant, they sneer, yet the arrogance is theirs. This is the first warning. Exaggerated blame. But it doesn't stop there. Families fracture when one member is cast as the problem child, forced to carry everyone else's denied chaos. Communities fracture when a minority group becomes the dumping ground for collective fear. Nations fracture when a leader convinces the masses that an enemy out there holds the darkness that festers within. Here's the reframe you must learn. The people who hate you without cause, who hurl labels that don't fit, they are confessing their shadow through you. Their words are not daggers, they are mirrors. Warped mirrors, yes, but mirrors nonetheless. Left unchecked, projection mutates. It is the seed of moral panics, witch hunts, even genocide. Because once projection hardens, it always demands a sacrifice. And if you don't know how to recognize it, you might be the one offered up. Projection is not one thing, it is a shapeshifter. Jung identified its 7 most dangerous masks. Moral projection. You condemn others for what you secretly crave. The preacher who rails against temptation but crumbles in scandal. Jung said that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves. Emotional projection. You accuse others of hating you, when hatred burns inside your own chest. Competence projection. You assume others are sabotaging you because you are sabotaging yourself. Blame projection. You dump your own failures onto a scapegoat, keeping your hands clean while someone else pays. Fear projection. You see danger everywhere, without realizing it's your internal panic painted onto the world. Desire projection. You see forbidden hunger in others when it's your own craving bouncing back at you. Collective projection. Entire societies unite against an enemy, so no one has to face the rot within. Every mask is different, but behind them all is the same hidden truth. The enemy you fear is your own reflection in disguise. So how do you spot projection before it poisons your reality? Here is the 5-step defense. Step 1. The mirror question. When judgment hits hard, ask, what part of me is this scratching against? Step 2. The exaggeration test. Projection is always oversized. If your reaction feels like an earthquake to someone else's pebble, that's the shadow shouting. Step 3. The shadow journal. Write down the 3 traits you most despise in others. Then, next to each, ask, how does this live in me? Jung knew that writing down these thoughts and feelings is the first step to overcoming them. Step 4. Conscious reclaiming. Shift the sentence. Instead of, she's manipulative, try, I fear my own manipulative side. This doesn't excuse bad behavior, it keeps you from blindness. Step 5. Shadow integration. Stop exiling your darkness, own it. Not to indulge it, but to tame it. The monster you name becomes the monster you can manage. Keep watching, because later I'll show you how the very thing you hate in others can become the secret key to your transformation. Here's the paradox. The traits you cannot stand in others are often the buried treasures of your own growth. The liar you despise forces you to confront your own fear of telling the full truth. The arrogance you loathe points to your suppressed desire to finally stand tall. The greed you condemn highlights your hunger for abundance that you've been too ashamed to claim. When projection ends, the world softens. Enemies dissolve into mirrors, and the shadow, once a monster, becomes a mentor. Jung's words echo here. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But don't stop at the personal level. What happens when entire nations fail to integrate their shadow? History gives us the answer. Wars fueled by projection. Propaganda fed by projection. Hatred multiplied by projection. Projection is not just an individual warning sign. It is the architecture of mass insanity. Unchecked, it can end civilizations. And if you're wondering whether we're living through a projection epidemic right now, stay with me. Because in just a moment, we'll map how your personal shadow connects to society's collective breakdown. But first, a warning. Shadow work itself can be corrupted. Some fall into reverse projection, believing every criticism must be true, carrying blame that doesn't belong to them. Others use Jung's ideas as weapons, silencing people with, "You're just projecting." Projection is not an excuse, it's a mirror. And mirrors cut both ways. So how do you stay vigilant against projection in everyday life? Daily reflection. End the day by asking, where was I projecting? Where was someone projecting onto me? Trusted witness. Keep one person who can call out your projections without punishment. Artistic expression. Give your shadow a voice through writing, painting, movement, so it doesn't hijack your life. Solitude. Silence strips away distraction. Alone, your shadow speaks honestly. This isn't a one-time purge. It is lifelong shadow vigilance. Now the question circles back to you. Will you live as a projector, flinging your darkness onto others? Or as a mirror bearer, courageous enough to confront what lives within? Most people live as loaded weapons, triggered by shadows they refuse to see. Few live as watchers, alert, awake, untouchable. Which one are you becoming? But here's a final twist. Projection doesn't only damage the projector, it crushes the empath, the one who absorbs everyone else's darkness without realizing it. And when that empath finally breaks, the snap is catastrophic. In the next episode, we'll explore that breaking point. What happens when the one carrying everyone else's shadows finally says, enough? That moment is Jung's most terrifying case study, and it holds a warning for anyone who has ever been too good at carrying other people's pain. Stay alert, Stay awake, because the enemy you fear outside may only be the shadow you refuse to meet inside.